Welcome to Astro News Monthly, where we give the news for all the signs live, and we like our news better because we use the sun and the moon and the stars for our reporters. So come on in, come on in. We are starting our forecast for the month. Hello, hello, come on in, come on in. Welcome. Hey, Katie, our little Pisces. I have some good news for you tonight. Yes, I do. And Rita, hello, Rita. Hope you have your glass of wine with you. Some good news for you too, Anne. Hello, hello. And like I say, we like our news better because we use the sun and the moon and the stars for our reporters. It is going to be a wallop of a month. Remember, January and December and a little bit of February was a big, big, powerful time. Well, we're coming into another one of those really big, powerful times. We had a little peaceful months for a little while, but now May and June are really going to be hopping in a good way for the whole world. So this is going to be a good report tonight. Mercury goes retro at the end of May into July. So we know what that means. It means that we have confusion with schedules, and we have technology. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Good to see you. And we have kafus with technical stuff, and we have usually things, power goes down, communications go awry. You never want to sign a contract in a Mercury retrograde, and you just, just want to cool it, kind of sit back and review things, dot your I's and cross your T's during a Mercury retrograde. Don't ever change your appearance. You won't like it. So I'm going to tell you right now, between May and July, don't change your appearance, okay? All right. And also Jupiter changes signs. Katie, y'all like this. Jupiter changes signs to Pisces, and Jupiter is a good luck planet. Yes, it is. So you're going to have good luck for May and June, and then it goes back into Pisces at the end of December, and then goes all the way to next May. So you're going to get a long, long run of Jupiter, the good luck planet, in your sign Pisces. That means good luck with money for the whole world. And Pisces is money that people owe you. So that could be very, very good for the whole world. Okay. Hi, Cyndi. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. The full moon lunar eclipse is going to be wild at the end of this month. It's going to be in Sag opposing Gemini at 5 degrees. That is going to be loop-de-doop. It really is. It's going to be, some astrologers call the full moon lunar eclipse a full moon on steroids. So that's going to be a very, very powerful month we have in with that lunar eclipse at the end of this month too. So lots of things are changing, and it should really ramp up your life. Really, it's going to act as an impetus to really give you some new direction if you felt like you've been stuck. And happy birthday, all of the Tauruses. All of you are having birthdays. Happy, happy birthday. There are 3 events happening in Taurus as we speak. Venus is ending its way in Taurus. The new moon will be in Taurus on the 12th. And the sun is in Taurus now until the 19th. So again, happy, happy birthday for all you Tauruses. Well, let's start with our signs, and then after we're going to do some mini readings. And I'm glad to see all of you here. We're going to start with Capricorn. I always start with Capricorn because I feel like, well, not I am a Capricorn. But besides that, I think that Capricorns have had the raw deal for the last 15 years, the worst. So I always want to give them a little favor and have it at the beginning. But each sign I usually spend about 4 minutes on each. So you can kind of, if you don't want to sit through other people's forecasts, you can, kind of time it out. Sag would be about 45 minutes from now. So just in case. All right. For Capricorns, the sun is in Taurus for the whole world. Taurus is steady. It's a worker sign, and it's also for the family and the home. So for the Capricorn, it's going to be in your 5th house of romance, children, games, fun, excitement, sports, creativity, writing. It's going to be all of those things. It can be competition, So that's going to rule for up until about the 20th of this month. And then it's going to switch into the 6th house of career and health. So it's a little bipolar as far as the subjects that we're going to incorporate for all signs, but we don't care. We can do it. We're adaptable. All right, the new moon will be in Taurus on the 12th. New moons always begin new things in our lives, and in Taurus, it's very steady. It will be in the home and family and work. It's very earthy and adaptable in Capricorn because it's an earth sign, and Capricorn is an earth sign, so they go together. The new moon, I always say, put your dreams, write your dreams down, or your things that you would like to see happen in your life, your visions, and they will come true. So you put them away in a drawer, and they usually do come true. So try that. The new moon will bring... The new moon is about planting the seeds, and the full moon is about the activation of those seeds to come through the soil. So that's that for that. Hi, Bev. Hi, Martha. Come on in. Hi, Marion. Oh, all right. Mercury. Mercury is the focus. What do we focus our mind on all month for the Capricorn? It will be in Gemini for the whole world. So every sign will have it in Gemini. But for the Capricorn, it will be in your 6th house. Now, Gemini rules, again, children, romance, fun, excitement, love, romance. And it will be in the 6th house of the Capricorn. So you could meet someone at work. You could start a budding romance in your career. It also rules health. You might meet somebody at the gym or doing something healthy with yourself. Now, for the whole world, remember I mentioned it will retrograde. Retrograde means going backwards, but it doesn't really go backwards. It's just an optical illusion. But it will retrograde between May 29th to 6/22. And so I think really it isn't 6/22. Looking at this, I think it's going to be more like the 1st of July. So it's usually about 8 weeks for a retrograde. So I think for the Capricorn, you might have some irritability in the middle of that month with your career, or something comes up with your health, but it's just review. Remember that with the Mercury retrograde, you're just reviewing, okay? So something might come up that in the career work project that you don't like particularly, but it will dissipate as that retrograde starts its direction, its frontal direction in July. And then Mercury will be over with in or around July 11th. So it'll be in there for a good 2 months. So all the Geminis, Gemini is also eloquent speaker, good writers, very smart people. So with Mercury in there, that's the ruler that is going to up and amp that intelligence level. So you probably want to read more books. You'll probably want to engage in more lectures, that kind of thing for your career. And, that's great. Now, Venus is the love area of your life for the Capricorn, and Venus is in Gemini with Mercury. Because remember, I just told you Mercury is in Gemini, and Venus is transiting with that sign too. So Venus in Mercury will be from May 8th to June 2nd. And again, with Mercury, it's very charming. It's in the 6th house for the Capricorn. So again, whatever you're doing in your career or your health, Gemini comes in, adds that full boost of intelligence and charmingly speaking. You may be doing some lectures, or you may be writing a lot, writing a book or something. Whatever the communication will be, it will be very, very charming. You'll just have a way with the way you speak. So that will be again till June 2nd. It hasn't come in yet, but it will be on the 8th to June 2nd. You'll enjoy that. Now, Mars is where we put our energy. Where do we put our oomph? Where do we put our drive every month? And it's in Cancer. Mars is in Cancer, and it will be in Cancer until June 11th. So that's a pretty steady pace for Mars. Mars will be in the Capricorn 7th house sector, and that's all about partnership. So you're going to probably put a lot of your effort and a lot of your attention and a lot of your drive into the partnership sector. So that'll be good. There could be a little friction. Mars does not do particularly well in Cancer, so there could be a little friction in that area from time to time during that steady transit. Luckily, we don't have any retrogrades like we did a couple months ago with Mars. But still, Mars does not, it's a fire sign. It's a fiery planet. It rules Aries, so it does not do too well in a water sign. But, again, if you know about that, you'll know just to keep your temper intact. Now, Jupiter, this is the good little surprise for all the Pisces out there. Jupiter is a good luck planet. It will go into Pisces on 5/12 to 7/28 rather. And then it's going to retrograde back into Aquarius, and then it's going to go forward. After December, it will go for mostly the whole year in 2022 up until May or June. So Pisces is all about money. Pisces is how you make your money and who owes you money. So that's going to be pretty good for the whole world. Maybe we'll get another stimulus check. I think that will be that. And, what can I say? Jupiter is good luck. So all the Pisceans will enjoy it. And the opposite sign is Virgo. So all the Virgonians. I know, Martha, you're a Virgo. I don't know if Deb's here, but she's a Virgo. So that's really good. Now, what Jupiter's going to do, as it does every year, is it previews. It previews what's coming up for next year. So we all get a little movie trailer of what's going to happen in May and June with Jupiter. And then we have this wild lunar eclipse for the whole world in Sag on the 28th of this month. That is, again, Terence Gardino, he's a really good astrologer. He always says it's like the full moon on steroids. So what I see with the full moon lunar eclipse is what happens is, especially for the Sagittarius and for the Geminis, what will happen is something will be taken away from you in order to create space for something new. So don't worry if a relationship fails up, or let's say you throw out a bunch of clothes in your closet. What happens? You always fill it up, right, with some new clothes eventually. You know, if you're like me, you do. So it creates like a vacuum, and something gets accentuated where something gets left behind. So it was interesting. We had a lunar eclipse in November, if you remember, and the presidents changed. And it was in Gemini and Sag. So I think President Trump was a Gemini. So it just kind of went true to course that President Trump moved back, allowing a new president to enter. So you can see how powerful that those lunar, solar, and lunar eclipses are. Eclipse means taken away to give something new life to. And it usually lasts for a couple months. So whatever happens on the 28th, it's going to probably go on for a couple months. So remember, I told you that. Now for the Capricorn, it's going to take place in your 12th house sector, and that is the shadow house. That is like more spiritual work. It might take something away in the spiritual area to give you room to do something else. Like maybe you don't meditate as long, so you can do some more Tai Chi. It can also be psychology, the mind, reading, doing more things alone. So that's going to take away that. It could take away you being alone to enter into something new. So that will be for all Capricorns, and it looks good. Like I say, this is a very powerful month on steroids. It really is. All right, let's go into Aquarius and Aquarius rising. I don't know if we have any Aquarians out there, but if we do, I'm sorry for the dog. The doggy's barking. They're sitting right over here. And I think Luno thinks it's her job to get up and do the news. Anyway, for the Aquarians, which is an air sign, the Cappy was the earth sign. Now we have an air sign. The ruler is Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus now. And the sun is in Taurus. So the sun conjunct Uranus could actually, for a lot of Taurians and Scorpios, bring in a relationship. Or it could be something very unexpected in the home. But this is in Aquarius. So Aquarius, this is going to be in your fourth house sector. The fourth house is about family and home. And it also rules working on the home. It could be that since the weather is getting better, that you decide that you want to work on the home. Possibly you get family members to help you too, you know, bring over the brother and sister and paint the house. It also could be real estate matters. Maybe you want to sell or move and you're getting your home, you know, fixed up. Perhaps you want to do some repairs on the home. So that will be Sun in Taurus. That's what you're putting most of your attention to this month. Also, it will change on the 19th and 20th, and then it will go into your fifth house, so recreation, children, love, romance, creativity, writing, that kind of thing. So that kind of gives us a clue that some of those home remodeling projects end by the 19th or 20th, and then you're having fun. Maybe you build a deck or you put a pool in your yard or something. and then you're having all the fun after all that work. Mercury will be in Gemini, as it's in Gemini already. Gemini, it's the ruler of Gemini. Gemini is smart, intelligent, charming, talkative. It's a more talkative blend than Taurus was last month. And it will be in Gemini until, 7/11, July 11th. That's a long time for Mercury to be in Gemini. But it's going to retrograde, just like it will for every sign. And that's retrograde is going to start on May 29th and go on to, I think, July. I think the beginning of July. A lot of people say 4 weeks, but I don't see it that way. I always see it as about a good 6 to 8 weeks. Hello, hello. Welcome. So, again, what Mercury retros do, they foul up communication and they, just kind of mess up scheduling and, don't sign a contract during one. And again, those dates are 6/27 to the beginning of July. Don't sign any contracts then. Just, if you're selling a house, I would just, not sign it because you're going to have to do it over. Anything you do legally, you'll have to do it right over, just like changing your appearance. If you change your appearance during that time, usually you will have to do it over. Believe me, I've seen 50 years of it, so I know what to watch for. Jupiter will be in Pisces for the whole world. And we know that that's good luck with money. So that this would be a great time between May 13th to July 28th to play the Powerball. Because Pisces is money. And the whole world is getting this, but especially the Pisceans and the Virgos will be rejoicing. So we might get another stimulus package around that time. It would be a good time to play the Powerball. That would be, like I say, a really good thing to do. The new moon will be on the 12th, and that's going to be in Taurus, as the sun's in Taurus right now. And that new moon for the Aquarians will be in the 4th house sector of home and family, and also has a lot to do with looking at your life, really. It also is, Taurus is a work house. So the 4th house goes completely with Taurus. They both mean home and family. Most Taurians I know, they love their home. They never want to leave it, and they love their family. Their friends are usually their family. So the Venus, the love sector of Aquarius, will be in the 6th house of career, and that's also health. So you could meet somebody possibly in your career, or you might meet them in the gym, or you might meet them doing something with work, establishing work, getting a new job, something like that. Also, remember that Venus rules money. So, again, it's where you have your money, and you want to make sure that you don't overspend. And it's going to collide with Mercury at some time in its transit during May. And Mercury and Venus is a wonderful combination. It's your focus is on fun. Your focus is on love. When you speak, you're charming. When you could do some lecturing or writing at that time, or reading a book. It's a marvelous time for that. So that would be a good time between 5/8 and June 2nd to play the Powerball. And like I say, do anything gambling at that time, because again, the Venus with the Mercury is a great combination in Gemini. Gemini is all about intelligence, the intellect, the mental. It's more of a mental sign. The Mars, where you put your energy, is going to be in Cancer in the 6th house. The 6th house is all about career and health. So where you put your drive will be in health and career. That's where you're going to put your impetus. That's where you're going to put all your work and your push. That's where we push. Also, Mars erodes the ground it's in. So there could be a little irritability. It doesn't do really well in Cancer. So it could be a little irritability that you find in your job at some points. I'm not going to say it's all, but at some points during its transit, you might find a little irritability. The full moon eclipse, again, that's a full moon on steroids. It's a big bang. Eclipse takes away and then shines on something new. So for the Aquarian and the Aquarian rising, that's going to be in your 11th house in Sag and Gemini. So Sag kind of rules the 11th house. It's about travel and friendships, and Sag is all about that too. So what it could do is take away some friends to give you some room for new friends in your life. And Gemini is all about love and children and romance. So you might have a friend that you suddenly realize that you're in love with. So that could happen too. I've seen a lot of that happen. Or you could be traveling with a friend and realize that it's a love situation. Or you may be babysitting for a friend's children or working in a daycare situation where you're helping out the community. So those are some of the things that full moon at 5 degrees Sag is going to affect. So if you're a Sag and a Gemini and you're at 5 degrees, that's going to be the full throttle. Wow-wee. That's a lot of power. If you're 5 degrees before or after, like if you're 0 Sag, or if you're at 10 or 11 degrees Sag or Gemini, you're still going to get a lot of power. Okay. Pisces, and I know some of you are Pisces out there, like our little Katie is. Pisces and Pisces rising. Where is your sun? Your sun is in Taurus, like the whole world. Again, Taurus is an earth sign. Pisces is a water sign. It will be in Taurus. Taurus is steady, calm, very nice flow of energy. It's about the home and family, and it will be in the 3rd house section for the Pisces. And that 3rd house is about marketing. It's about communication in the home. It could be about moving, selling a house, marketing a home, making contracts to move into a place, getting ready to move into a place. It could be renting out a space. It can be communication about a home. Maybe you're a realtor and you're writing and making slides and videos of homes. So it can be all that. It could be meetings and interviews for jobs. So all of that. The Mercury, and again, that's how we think. That's where we put our focus on, will be for the Pisces, and it's the ruler in the 4th house. The ruler for Pisces is Neptune, and Neptune is in Pisces. So your ruler is in Pisces now, and that's very powerful when you have your ruler in your sign. Very, very powerful. And what it can do is, it doesn't really transmit well in Pisces. On the earth, it does much better in the solar system. So Neptune, you got to watch out for your money situation. You got to make sure you check your bills, make sure nobody scams you, that kind of thing. But Mercury, where you're putting your mind this month, will be in the 4th house of home and family and possibly moving. It will be there till May 24th to June 22nd, and it's going to go retrograde. So on the 22nd, it will go retrograde, and it will be there till the beginning of July, and it will end around 7/11 is when Mercury leaves Gemini, so it will be a little before that. Probably around that time, I would say, the Mercury retro will end. So that's just going back, that's just reviewing what you're doing. And it will be a great review. Don't sign any contracts during that time, 6/22 to 7/11. Don't sign any contracts. And don't change your appearance, okay? But Jupiter in Pisces, remember I told you you're going to get that preview, that little movie trailer in May and July. It will be from May 13th to July 28th. So that's a long time to be in Pisces. The whole world will benefit because it's all about money. And it will be about what people owe you. So I can just bet we're going to get a stimulus check. I just hope. I got my fingers crossed on that. But that could be a sure bet since it's money someone owes you. And if people owe you any money, well, maybe it's collection time at that point. All right, your full moon is in. It's that full moon lunar eclipse on the 28th of this month. That really powerhouse one. It's going to be in your 10th house, Pisces, and that's all about career and your reputation in career. So something could be taken away, so you could be gaining a new advantage, and that's going to go on for a couple months. Now that could be maybe you leave one job that you're doing right now in order to go to another. Maybe you're putting down some responsibilities in your job to go to another. It could also be, again, your status. You could change status in life for women. I always see it as maybe getting married or changing your status in some way, finding a boyfriend. So that's going to be very powerful in your house of career. Now, the new moon always begins, and full moons always bring it out. And also that full moon, I forgot to tell you, it could bring out secrets that we don't know about things. So that could be for the whole world. More secrets will come out that we didn't know. As if we haven't had enough, right? But the new moon will be in Taurus for the whole world. Steady, nice, even tone Taurus, all about work and home and family. And for the Piscean, it will be there in the 3rd house. And that, again, is communications, meetings, smaller education, maybe in your work. They want you to take a couple more classes. I would see it as minor classes, not like college, but possibly classes that you have to catch up on. It could be internet classes. It could be, marketing. That can be marketing. It can be online classes like Zoom. So that really new moon could bring in a lot of that in your home. Like you might be studying in your home, or you might be doing classes on Zoom in your home. I would think too that if you have kids, you're probably spending more time maybe catching up with their studies or something like that. Now Venus, the love area, and also money. We can't forget that money. It will be in Gemini, and that's mental and intellectual and talkative and lots of communication. That's going to be in going along with Mercury in Gemini. So again, hi Mike, good to see you. Aho, thank you. The Venus it's going to be in your fourth house of home and family. And maybe you just moved into a place and you're just decorating and being very creative with your new home. Or maybe you're getting your home ready for sale. But Venus should bring in money about a home or something about a home. Maybe you're refinancing your home. And we're talking about the Pisces. So again, that would be a way where people owe you money if they're buying your house, right? Usually Venus is what we desire in life. So again, that could bring, if you're a woman, a fellow, or maybe a man to your door step. Maybe it's a repair person or something. I've seen that happen too. So it could be something like that, or maybe you go to a family gathering and you meet you start a romance with someone you meet there. So that can happen. And then Mars will be it's in Cancer already, and it will go up to June 11th. So that's, again, a good time with Mars in Cancer. Mars is a fiery sign. It's an air sign, and it doesn't really do well in a water sign. Cancer is water. But it doesn't mean that it won't be good. It's just not comfortable in that sign. So you may get some bumps and, bumps in the quagmire. But Mars in Cancer can be, again, Cancer is the home. And it's a family too. And Cancer is a very psychic sign. So it could kick up that impetus to be more psychic and listen to your inner voice a little more. So that would be very, very good. It would be that you're putting more effort into Cancerian things like home and family and that type of thing. All right, for the Arians. Arians is ruled by Mars there. It's a fire sign, so they always have the problem of holding their tempers. But the sun is in Taurus, as it is for the whole world. And for the Arian, it's going to be in your second house of money. Now, that's going to be very good, especially when Jupiter goes into Pisces. That's going to be extra lucky with money. Because already the sun, it's where you put your focus all month, is on money matters, financial. So the Arian should do very, very well with money this month. And then on the 19th and 20th, it's going to go into your third house of marketing and sales and that type of thing. So maybe you're revving yourself up with your money. And then you go on and you start taking Zoom classes or marketing, putting your money into marketing and sales. The new moon for the Arian, the new moon on the 11th of May, that new moon for the world will be in Taurus. And Taurus is, again, steady about the family and home. And for the the Arian, it will be in the second house again of money. So I'm seeing a lot here with financial for the Aries. They're going to get their finances right. Now, the Mercury is where you put your mind. That's where you're putting your focus, and that's going to be in the third house. And that will begin that retro that I told you about, that Mercury is going to go backwards. It's going to go retrograde, which it does every three times a year. And it rules Gemini and Virgo. So the Virgos and Geminis get a little bit more pizzazz with it, but it does affect the whole world. And for the Arian, it will be in the third house of marketing, communication, siblings. You might, be wanting to focus more on siblings. home. It will be Zoom classes, lower education classes, that kind of thing. It can be siblings too. And it can also be your attention on sales. So I think that looking at the area, and it's all about money and finances and where you're putting your money into your career. The new moon will be in Taurus, and the Mars will be the ruler of Mars is the ruler of Aries, so that's going to be in the fourth house of family and home, and the family and home, and also it's sort of to me a house. You know, it's sort of like how you stand in life. It's a life and death house. Whatever planets you have in the fourth house in your chart usually designates how you will leave this earth, enjoy and start your new adventure on the other side in the new world. So the Mars, which is the ruler in Aries, will be in Cancer in the fourth, and the fourth is family and home. So that's where you're putting your drive, your impetus. That's where you might feel a little friction. It doesn't really do that well, but it will be in there until June 11th. The Venus, which is the love area of the zodiac, will be in Gemini for the whole world, and that is fun, love, babies, children, recreation. Boy, do we need that, right? It'll be, it's a very fun, sports, recreation, anything to do with that. And it's going to be riding along with Mercury in Gemini too. So that's love talk. That's wanting to talk about love, talk about children. It could be education. But for the Arian, it's going to be in your third house of siblings, the environment, sales, marketing. So it may be that you meet someone in your environment that you have fun with, you want to have fun with, and maybe a romance with. It could be you meet them in a Zoom class. It could be that you meet them in some kind of marketing or communication type thing. So this is a very powerful month. I haven't seen it as powerful since December and January, really. The full moon is in Sag, and that's that doozy of a powerful lunar eclipse at the end of this month on the 28th. It will be in your ninth house, Arians. Ninth house, it's going to ignite that ninth house for you and light it up. And that's going to be lit up for a few months. And ninth house is all about, it can be a marriage house. It can be at a distance, communication at a distance. It would be high-level education, like college or doctorate status. It could be marketing, publishing a book. It could be marketing that you published a book. It's all of that. So higher education type thing. Like I say, it can be a wedding situation too. It's a wedding house. And also, that's going to be very, very powerful. Your fire sign and Sag is air. So it's, air and fire make fireworks. And that Jupiter goes into Pisces for the whole world. And we get that little preview, that little movie preview between May 13th to, I'd say, around July 22nd. I'd say around there. And then it's going to come back in 2022 for about 4 months. So that's going to be really, really great for the whole world. And for the Arian, it's going to be in your 12th house of the spiritual. The 12th house is the shadow house. You're getting ready to prep something, to bring it out, but you're going to be alone when you're working. It's a house of being alone. But it's a very spiritual house, and it also rules psychology and looking at yourself in the mind, that kind of thing. So it's great. It's going to be fantastic to start something at ground level and watch it get ignited. So that's going to be very, very lucky for you. And then the Jupiter will be in Pisces in the 11th house. And the 11th is, about friends and community services and that kind of thing. So for the Taurus, the 11th will be very good. The Mars in Cancer in the 3rd. I'm seeing a lot of financial stuff going on for the Taurian and for the Arian. All right, Gemini and Gemini rising. Okay, now remember, you are ruled by Mercury, and we have that Mercury retro going until the end of May, going in, well, actually July, okay? So the Sun is in Taurus in the 12th house, the 12th house sector for the Gemini and the Gemini rising. That means that you will want to do projects alone. You will be thinking a lot. You might be reading a lot, writing a lot. You're going to do things that will be alone. You might be meditating, setting up a spiritual practice in some ways, getting something very organized to shoot off. And then around the 19th, you're going to change. It's going to go into the first house. So it's like a cannon being shot off, what you've been doing. And then it will be in the first house of personal. And you will, all that work you did in the 12th house will be evident after the 19th and up until next month. The ruling planet is Mercury, and that's going to go retrograde in Gemini. So it will be in your first house. The first house is personal, so personal matters will come up, matters of the body, matters about your persona, who are you, your identity, that type of thing. And that will go into retro on the... I'd say about retro around the 13th and go up until July. It will end in Gemini on the 11th of July. So that's going to be, that retro might make you want to go backwards and review in that first house. And then it will go forward after the, probably I'd say about the 8th, probably the 8th, it'll start going forward. So you get to see whatever review that you had, and remember that the Mercury retro is a review in your mind. You're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. It's going to do that. Now Jupiter goes into Pisces for the world. That's more money. That's your... good luck with money. The whole world is going to get that. And for the Gemini, it's going to be in the 10th house. So the 10th house is all about career and your status in life and what you look like to the world, your reputation, that type of thing. So that's going to be very, very good for career and getting that off the ground. And then it will go back into Aquarius in your 9th house of marketing and long distance range affairs and high education. And then in December, it will go back into Pisces for the rest of the year in 2022 up until May. So that's pretty good. We're going to get a really nice boost with financial. The whole world will, but that for the Gemini, it will be in the 10th house of career. So that'll be great. You could find a job or possibly get a raise, more salary. So that'll be wonderful. Venus, the love planet in your love chart, the part of the chart that's about love and money, will be in Gemini for the world from May 8th to June 2nd. And for the Gemini and Gemini rising, it will be in your first house. And your first house is about you and who you are and your persona and your body. Possibly you are meeting somebody at the gym, or maybe you're going to come into some money doing things for the body, like maybe selling oils, or possibly being somebody that trains for the body, doing more for the body. So again, that looks very good for the Gemini, especially with Venus in Gemini, plus the transit of Mercury. That'll be talking about love, communicating love. Probably, again, a lot of communication about children. It might be at that time that authorities are deciding what to do for the school year next year. Possibly new rules will be put into place at that time. The Mars for the Gemini will be in Cancer, and it's already in Cancer. So for the Gemini, it will be in the money house, and that's where you're going to want to put your drive and ambition in making money. So again, it already looks to me like a lot is going into the career, the shadow house, planning the career, what you want to do with your new career, possibly looking for a job, getting a new job. That's all going to be that Mars in Cancer. And a Cancer is, again, the family and home. It can also be a marriage house too. But Cancer is a very giving water sign. It's very psychic. So where you could be putting, from that 12th house, you could be meditating and doing a lot of spiritual practice in order to bring in the new career and the new way of making money. Now, like I said before, Mars doesn't do well in Cancer. It might be a little bumpy, but for the most part, I think people will be able to do it. We've done much more harder transits than we're doing now. Believe me, that December, January time was very, very difficult, making that shift with that Jupiter and Saturn. The full moon for the Gemini will be in eclipse. It's going to be in a lunar eclipse at the end. I don't know the native name for it, but usually all the moons, the full moons, always have native names. I think we had the pink moon last month, but I don't know what this is called. The full moon eclipse will be on May 28th for the Gemini. It will be in the the 7th house. So that will be in the partnership house, and Gemini is all about children and love. So it should be bringing in a partnership. It could be bringing in, if you're in a partnership, making it better, improving it. If you're not in a partnership, it could certainly bring one in. In Gemini, it could be about children. Maybe you decide you want to start a family. Maybe you decide that you want to start a business, like a daycare or something like that, or a school. So that could certainly be all of that. So that looks like a wonderful time for the Gemini and Gemini rising. All right, Cancer and Cancer rising. And Cancers are ruled by the moon, makes them very, very soft and sensitive and empathic. Most Cancers I know, women and males, are very empathic. All right, the full moon and lunar eclipse, that big moon on steroids, is going to be in the 4th house of home and family, and that will be on the 28th. And that will be centering in your family and home. So you might be doing something new it usually brings up secrets. So something might be revealed to you in the home or family. Maybe someone finds out that they're pregnant. That could happen. Since it's Cancer and rules the family, it is a water sign. Now the sun is what is the focus on, and the sun will be in Taurus for the whole world, and Taurus is about home and family in the 11th house of friends, the world. It will be community efforts. Maybe you're starting a drive for the community. Maybe you're starting a community. A lot of communities are starting to form now. Sun in Taurus again is family, so maybe friends are visiting the home. You know, more friends are starting to come and visit you in the home and visiting your family. Mercury will be in Gemini for the whole world. That's it rules Gemini, so it's very intelligent and mental. It's in the head. For the Cancer, it's going to be in your 12th house of meditation, spiritual events. It will be, it's a shadow house. So if you're doing any work, it would be, you would prefer to do it alone. It would be work that you do alone. Like maybe you're working on, Gemini would be with children, maybe working with homework with children, or maybe you're starting a educational process. Gemini is also love. So that Mercury in Gemini in the 12th house could be a love from the past reappearing for you. 12th house is past. So that could be very, very good. It will retro, like I said, around the around the 22nd of this month and go until July, sometime in July. But it will leave Gemini and go into Leo on the 11th of July. So it has a long transit, but it is going to go retro. And when that happens, it fouls up communications and travel plans and schedules. So please don't schedule anything during a a Mercury retro in Gemini. That again could be communications foul up in Gemini. Gemini is about communications and techie stuff. So yeah, you could buy a new phone and you don't get it working till after the retro. That could happen. The new moon will be in Taurus, and for the Cancer, that means it will be in the 11th house of friends, travel, groups, community, service, that type of thing. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful time. The new moon is always beginnings, new beginnings. So if you have desires that you want or wishes, write them down. And 24 hours before the new moon on the 11th and 12th, put it in a drawer or sachet, or put your list away, and you will get the items on your list in the next 30 days, usually. The Venus for the Cancer, that's the love area of the zodiac, will be in Gemini for the whole world. And that will be in the 12th house for Cancer. 12th house, again, is the shadow sector. It's what we can't see. So it could be Venus, a love from the past, coming to find you again. And Mercury, communications from the past, from a past love. That could also be, maybe you haven't talked to a child for a while, and you will have communications from a child. That would be nice. And then and that's also money too. So writing could be a big venture for you, and that would be a job that you would be doing alone. You would be doing your writing alone. Then, then after it goes retro, you might not feel like writing during the retro. And then after the retro, after the beginning of July, you say, hey, I want to finish that book, or I want to, I want to start meditating again. Maybe the retro, kind of stalls that for you. The lunar full eclipse, the Powie and Sag and Gemini will be in the Cancer 6th house. It's going to take something away from your career in order to put something new in it. So again, that's what eclipses do, and they last for a couple months. So it ignites something and takes away something. So again, for the Cancer, it will be in your 6th house of career and health. Maybe you stop walking outside and you start going to the gym. That could be health. Or maybe you decide to, because you got the vaccine, you can go more places. It could be that. It's taking something away to add something in. So Mars in Cancer will be where you put your drive. Where is your ambition? And that will be in your 1st house. And that will be starting, it's already started, but it will go until the 11th of June. So that's where you put your drive, and you're going to put your ambition and drive into yourself. You're going to put it in your persona, who you are, your body. And again, remember I was talking about maybe you change how you're doing your body. Maybe you start going to the gym more often. It's taken something away, maybe laziness, to start going to the gym. So it could be that. But Mars doesn't do well in Cancer, so you might have a little bumps there, a little irritation, a little frustration, but you will get through it. We've had bumpier rides than this, especially when Mars was in Aries. That was a hard ride because it went retro a few months ago. All right, and now that Jupiter in Pisces that the whole world is going to enjoy, that little preview of the movie trailer that we have, that is going to be from May 13th to July 28th. That's a long run. That means more money for the whole world. But for the Cancerian person, that will be in your 9th house. That's great if you are really focused, which most of you are, on your career. That is new marketing, more marketing. That is higher education. Maybe you want to learn more about the internet and how to market on it. It could be doing Zoom classes, taking them. Higher education, maybe you want to get a master's degree in something. It can be long-range goals and long-range travel. So you probably will be traveling with that Jupiter in Pisces, and that could be traveling to make money speaking. That could certainly be that. Or doing lectures, or starting up, a conference, going to a conference. I'm seeing that more and more. Marketing and sales, things like that, are starting up again because of the vaccines. All right, that about wraps it up for Cancer. And now we have Leo and Leo rising. The opposite of Leo is Aquarius. So all those planets in Aquarius that we had at the beginning of the year, Jupiter and Saturn, are now in Aquarius. Jupiter will change into Pisces, like I've said. But right now, Leo is getting the opposition of Saturn in Aquarius. And so that could be defining your partnership. Who is it that you're going to marry? What do you want in a marriage? What do you want in a relationship, of a partnership? It could also be a business partnership. So that's one of the things that's happening in Leo that's not happening in other signs, is that you're getting that Saturn opposition and the Jupiter opposition. But then Jupiter will leave when it goes into Pisces, and you'll just have Saturn. Saturn's all about work too, so the Leo might be finding out that they're doing more work than usual. It is a fire sign, and so the Sun in Taurus is in your 10th house, Leo, and 10th is about the career. So you might find yet you're putting more time and attention into your work and career. But remember that the month is bipolar, because after the 19th, it goes into the 11th house, and it will go into Gemini. But I try not to do too much ahead, because I don't want to confuse anybody that doesn't know too much about astrology. I try to keep it as simple as I can and not go too far ahead. So for the Leo, your focus all month probably will be on that 10th house career. What do you look like for the world? It's your how you look at the world. And it can also, for a woman, be the status. Your status could change being a Leo. Leo is a marriage house. It's a partnership. That's what it means, friends and partners. Now the moon will be, the new moon will be in Taurus, also in the career. So you're getting a big pang with that. Not only the sun in Taurus, but also the new moon on the 11th and the 12th. So that will be very, very powerful for the career. And because you have that Mercury retrograde going in the 11th house, that could be a lot of discussions and communications going on with friends and travel. So you could be doing a little traveling through with your career, like the Cancer, but I think the Cancer had more of that impetus with the career. Now, in the love realm for Leos, it's in Gemini, as it is for all signs. That's mental, that's a lot of communication, that is love, romance, children, writing books, anything creative, and that will be in your 11th house, friendships. So you could start a romance with a friend, you could meet somebody in a community setting or in the neighborhood, you could meet somebody at church, that could be that. 11th is government also. If you work for the government, perhaps you meet somebody there. Venus is money. Maybe you get back a good tax return. That could certainly be that, since it's government. The 11th house also, again, is friends. So a lot of communicating and a lot of conversing with friends, and maybe you go into work with friends or make some money with friends, or maybe some friends owe you money. So that could be all of that for the Venus in Gemini in Leo. Remember, Leo is partnering, so you could possibly partner with friendships, making money. Your Mars is where you put your drive and your impetus, and where do you put your oomph? Mars can also erode. It can also bring stuff up that you didn't know about. So Mars in Cancer will be in your 12th house, and the 12th house is the shadow house. So where you're putting your drive, it won't be seen on the outside, it will be inside. So you may be cleaning the house, you might be putting a lot of your drive into Tai Chi or meditation, things like that. You may put your drive into It's in Cancer, so family and home, possibly doing jobs for the family that are kind of not seen by the public. You know, maybe you're cleaning out closets that wouldn't be seen, but it still has something to do with the home. Possibly you might be building onto the home, or again, just staying in the home, really. Maybe you just don't want to go out in the heat. So you're going to have, again, most of your Mars will be in Cancer as a water sign. So Mars does not do really well in Cancer, so that you might have a little friction cleaning out those closets or doing that kind of job. But for the most part, and then on June 11th, it goes into Leo. So, you know, Leos are going to it's going to feel like you're shot out of a cannon. It's going to really, really feel like you're shot out of a cannon. So for the Leos, again, Mars in Cancer in the home, doing 12th house matters. And then after June 11th, it's going to feel like you are definitely shot out of a cannon. You'll want to go, and that will be your first house of personality, the body, yourself. You know, mainly you're going to feel really good. So that always is a great time when that happens. Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter will be in Pisces in those 2 months that I told you about. We're going to get a little bird's eye view of what it will feel like. As we do every year, we always get a little preview of what it's going to be like when Jupiter, the good luck planet, goes into the next sign. So it's going to be there from May 13th through July 18th. So it will be in the Leo 7th house of partnership. So that could be a big boost with money with your partner. Maybe you get 2 stimulus checks, you know, for the both of you, or maybe you partner in something that's going to make money for you. It could be that. It will be something very, very good. Pisces is money that's owed you. So Pisces is also a very nurturing, caring sign. So again, it could be something where you are partnering with somebody in a business and you're getting the money to do so. Maybe you took out a business loan and that comes through. So it would be something that comes to you and you are partnering with someone with. So that will be very good. And then that lunar full moon, that crazy full moon coming up is going to, hi Melissa, glad you can be with us. The lunar full moon will be in the 5th house for the Leo. 5th house is going to be about children, sports, recreation, what you love to do. It will be great. It's romance, children, where you put your heart. It can be creative. So that lunar full moon eclipse in Sag and Gemini could be with friends, having fun with friends, recreation. Finally, Leo, you start fueling your fire. I know for the last couple months you haven't, but finally that Leo the lion is starting to come out and you're going to feel finally like you're having some fun. Because Leo is a fun sign, you know, and so you will be up to June 28th, you will have that lunar moon, and a couple months after, you will be feeling the effects of something taken away in order to be given something. All right, Virgo and Virgo rising. I think Martha is a Virgo, and I don't know if Susan's here or not. Let's see if I can see any. Well, Virgo, for Martha and Bev, Marion, I can't remember if you're a Virgo or not. Hi, Nancy. Didn't see you before. And Jennifer and Michael. Hello, hello. Debbie, Teresa. Hello, Mud. Oh, Janet. Hello. Okay, Olga. All right, Virgo. And this also would go to Pisces, because Pisces is the opposite of Virgo. So for Virgo and Virgo rising, your ruler is Mercury. So you're going to be paying attention to that, like the Pisceans are, because that's the opposite. And it is in Gemini. So also that's going to really affect the Geminis and Sagittarius. Because Sag is the opposite of Gemini. So what that means for the Virgo is that Mercury is going to go retro, and it's going to be in your 10th house of career, getting that career started for a while. And then on May 29th to, I would say the beginning of July, we're gonna have the Mercury retrograde, and all that simply is a review. It's looking back at the last 8 weeks and seeing if you dotted your I's and crossed your T's, and you'll be in a lot of review at that time. That will be in your 10th house, Virgos, and it will be affecting the Pisceans as well. The sun, that's what you're putting your attention on. The sun will be in Taurus and in your 9th house. So you're going to put a lot of attention on the home and family, but the 9th house is learning. Maybe in the home you're going to be taking some classes, higher education. Maybe you're going to be doing some marketing in the home. Maybe you're going to possibly plan some travel. It could be selling a house or buying a house. It would be at a distance if you are. And it's about family too. So you could be visiting family at a distance this month. And then in the middle of the month, on the 19th of May, it turns into the 10th house of career. So you'll take those travel plans aside and start putting your mind on more of the career at that time. But like I say, I don't like to jump too far ahead, because I think it's confusing enough to just stay in the present with the astrology. The new moon will be in Taurus, as it will for the world. So that's another thing in Taurus, easy breezy Taurus. It's very steady and about work. And the new moon will be in the 9th house, as it was with the sun. So the sun will be eventually hitting that new moon. So that's good. And that will enhance that 9th house sector of the zodiac, where, again, it's all about long-range travel and marketing and higher education. And it is a marriage house sometimes, but in this case, I wouldn't think it would be with Taurus. The full moon lunar eclipse, that huge pile of energy that we're going to get on the 28th, will be in the 4th house. The 4th is, again, family matters, home. That full moon will take away something in order to give something. So it will, it could be a sale of a home. Maybe you sell a home and move to another home. Maybe you decide to leave the family for a while and go on a trip. It will be on the 28th for the Virgo. And the full moon lunar eclipse will take place for several months. It's usually intact for several months. Mars will be in Cancer. It's in Cancer now. It's a very vulnerable place for Mars. Mars is fiery. Let's go, let's do, let's accomplish. And Cancer is water sign, very sensitive. It can't really take the Martian energy, but it will. It will carry it through the water. But Mars will be in the 11th house for the Virgo. That's about friends and community efforts, friendships, and travel. So you're going to put a lot of your impetus and drive into travel this month and planning trips and maybe making trips and, doing that. The Venus, the love sector of the zodiac, will be in Gemini for the world, and that will be in the house of the mental, intellectual house. It is very, very creative, and it will be for the Virgo in the 10th house of career. So 10th house is also your reputation. So maybe your reputation gets enhanced this month with more money. Maybe you get a promotion, or you could meet someone in your career. You could have a romance start in the career house. And it's going to be with Mercury. So it could be having something to do with computers. Maybe you meet that person on the computer or a Zoom class, or something to do with communications. It could be writing. Maybe you write an article and someone reads it and they start a communication with you. So that's good. And then that Jupiter in Pisces for the Virgo. Jupiter in Pisces is giving us a little trailer of what is to come for next year. With Jupiter is good luck. So that's great with money for all signs. But like I say, because the Pisces and Virgo are opposite each other, they will rally a little bit more than the other signs as far as this Jupiter in Pisces. And Jupiter in Pisces is good luck with money. And it will start on May 13th and go until the beginning of July. We might get a second or third stimulus check. I would think that's what it would be, and it's going to be in the Virgo's partnership house. So you could partner with somebody at that time, or possibly it could be a work partnership, or maybe you meet somebody that is well endowed money-wise and, brings that up. So it certainly could be that. And again, that starts May 13th to the 28th, and then most of the year in 2022, it will be there from December to May of that year. So the Pisceans and Virgos are really going to rally with this wonderful transit. All right, Libra and Libra rising, you are ruled by Venus. So it's a very fair sign. It rules legal. And the sun is in Taurus, and the sun will be in the 8th house for Libra and Libra rising. So the 8th house is about taxes and investments and loans. You could get a loan for something. It's a money house, joint resources. In Taurus, it could be getting a loan to fix up your house. It could be selling a house. It rules real estate. It could be buying a house also. It definitely rules money and where you're putting your money. In the second house, where a lot of you had the second house, that's money owed to you, and the 8th house is where you owe money. It also is endings and new beginnings. So possibly, again, maybe you're starting to throw out a lot of stuff in your house, or maybe you want to rip the whole thing apart and start redecorating. That could be endings and new beginnings in the home. And the family, maybe you have children that are leaving the nest. That could be endings and new beginnings in the family. Or you might have someone that finds out they're pregnant. That's certainly new beginnings. So in the 8th house, it would again be something probably with new beginnings and endings, and also financial, definitely. Now, Mercury will be in Gemini for the whole world, mental, intellectual, where the mind is. It's more of a mind thing, very heady. But it will be in the 9th house for the Libra. And the 9th house is marketing at a distance. It could be publishing a book. It could be long-range goals and long-range travel at a distance. 9th could also be marketing and higher education. In Gemini, it definitely will be the intellectual. So you could be learning some new things at a distance. It could be also that, you're getting this started, and then that retro, Mercury retro happens, and it stalls you off for a while for some reason. Maybe you want to make a trip or do some higher education, and you think through the Mercury retro, nah, I think I'll just wait on that. Because usually Mercury retro, like I say, it disturbs technical, it disturbs communication. It's never good to sign a contract during a Mercury retrograde, and those dates again will be around May 22nd to the beginning of July. And Mercury again will be in the 9th house for the Librians. The Jupiter goes into Pisces for the Libra, and that's going to hit you. Jupiter is good luck. Pisces is money, what people owe you. That could be good. And that is going to happen in, May, around May 22nd to June 28th. And that will be in the 6th house for the Librians. 6th house is career. So if you're looking for a job, it would be great for you. That's money that is owed you. So you could get a raise. That could mean a raise. I would be playing the Powerball for every sign, especially Piscean and Virgos. And Jupiter can also be travel, so you could be traveling to make money with that. It will be in the 6th house of career. All right, the new moon is going to be in Taurus on the 12th of May, and that is going to be in your 8th house, just like the sun. 8th house is, again, joint resources, taxes, real estate. It's a healing house. It's endings and new beginnings. It also can be a very psychic house. Possibly you're doing, astrology or psychic readings or things like that. It's a very psychic house too. So that will be very good for that new moon, because the new moon begins everything. And again, this is for the Librians, and it's in Taurus. The Venus, the love planet, and will be with Mercury. So that's a lot of talk and a lot of communication in love. That will be in Gemini. And Gemini is, very heady, very intellectual, writing, creativity. So maybe you're making money selling something creative. Maybe you're an interior decorator. It could be meeting somebody. That's going to be in your 9th house, so it could be on a travel, or it could be marketing, or on a Zoom class. It's higher education. So I would say that possibly you're either making money with all those or meeting someone new. 9th house can be a wedding house. I've seen that happen. So it's very curious with Mercury in it, learning and being very creative. And it also could be lecturing. Maybe you're making money lecturing. So again, that's all ninth house. And you could even meet somebody at a lecture or a communication thing. The full moon will be on the 26th of May. It will be that lunar eclipse that I've been talking about. That's wild. Unfortunately, I don't know the native name for it. Last month was pink moon, but I don't know what this one is. It'll be in your, it can bring up hidden secrets, that full moon on the 28th. And because it's a lunar eclipse, it's going to take something away in order to give you something new. So for the Librian, it will be in your third house of marketing. It could be environment, siblings, something comes up with siblings. It could take away a sibling, unfortunately. I hope not. It could also take away something in sales or marketing in order to do something else. It could also rule environment. Maybe you change your environment, move. Or maybe you go visiting somebody else for a while. That could be very saggy, traveling. Maybe you go up for an interview or something. That would be communication. And then Mars is how you put your impetus. Where do you put your drive? Mars can erode. It can bring stuff up to the surface too. Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer doesn't do too well because it's a water sign. But Libra is an air sign. So Mars in Cancer still will have a little problem because Cancer is water, Mars is fire. So there might be a little frustration, but that will take place until June 11th. And then it goes into Leo. But Mars in Cancer will be in your 10th house of career. So Libra, I would say that a lot of this looks to me like you might be starting a new job. You might be getting money. Money's available to travel. There's communication involved. The 10th house is your reputation and career. So a lot of you might be starting a new job or ending a job to go to something else. With that full moon in Sag and Gemini, it could be also while you're going up for a job interview, maybe you're visiting friends, and loved ones. It looks good for Libra. I'd say it's a financial thing with job for Libra. Getting that job going, getting that new goals going for the job. All right. Yes, I think you are, Scorpio, Olga. Now we're going to start Scorpio. And I think we have a couple other Scorpios too. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. All right. All right, Scorpio, rising, you're ruled by Pluto. And Pluto right now is in Capricorn. And it will be in Capricorn until 2024. So it takes 17 years for Pluto to go just in one sign. Very slow ruler. But it does a meticulous job, and it gets the job done. When it's finished, it's finished. It's like a Brillo pad. It ain't going back for anything. It did the job. So your sun, Scorpio, is where you're putting all your energy and all your focus, I'd say. And it's going to be in Taurus, home and family. And it will be in your 7th house. 7th is partnership. Partnership, it could be partnering in the home. I'd say it's if you're married to somebody, sorry for the dogs, if you're married to somebody, it will get better. You'll be probably doing home projects around the house. I know some of you won't want to hear that, but it's working. You know, Scorpio is work. So you might be working in the family. You might be working on your partnership, getting your partnership to the home. You know, that's what the focus is going to be on, partnership. And I would say because it is the home, you might be partnering in a home or cleaning up a home or decorating or helping someone else partner in their home, something like that. Your Mercury is in Gemini as it is for the world. It is in going to go retrograde in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, that is the original ruler. It's in the 8th house. 8th house is money. It's taxes, it's joint resources, what you share with another person. It's banking. It could be taking out a loan. It is endings and new beginnings. It's a psychic house. It's a healing house. It's a death house. Mercury and Gemini in that could mean, well, Gemini is love and children and creativity. So maybe you're getting a loan to fix the home up. It could be something very, very creative. That will retro on 5/29 and go, well, actually it's doing that now. It will go until, the retro will be on 6/22. The 5/29 to 6/22, I'm sorry, is the retro. Try not to confuse you. But it will go, the retro will go until probably the beginning of July. And then July 11th, it leaves Gemini. But I don't want to go too far ahead. Now, the Jupiter, which is good luck, will go into Pisces, money house. And the Pisces and the Virgos will really enjoy that. Before the Scorpio and Scorpio rising, the Jupiter, good luck, is going to go in your 5th house of, now you're going to like this, recreation, children, love, fun, sports, great time. And it will go in there from May 13th to 6/28. So that's a long time with Jupiter there, and then it will go back into Aquarius, to your 4th house of family and home. Then in December it will go till next May in the 5th house. So you have that to look forward to. That is wonderful. That's putting money towards children, putting money towards a love. Maybe you meet, if you're not with somebody, maybe you meet a new love, you know, in a banking facility or getting a loan or something like that. Endings and new beginnings that could bring in, you know, Jupiter is good luck. So it's mainly with money, but Pisces also rules nurturing and caring. It's a very loving sign. So the Virgos and Pisces will really get that kick, but for the Scorpio, that's pretty good in your 5th house, I think. Now, the full moon, that lunar eclipse, that crazy lunar eclipse that takes away something in order to give you something else, that's going to go in your 2nd house of money, honey. So you're going to like that. That is the full lunar eclipse on the 28th in Sag, and it will affect the Geminis also. So Sag, that could be traveling for money, that could be making money with friends. It could take away something in order to get something else, in order to make money. So maybe you leave a job to go to another, or you get a promotion. It would have something good to do with money. It will ignite the money house for you. So Scorpio is a work house anyway. So it has a lot to do with career. Now that new moon in Taurus, the new beginnings for 30 days, remember to put your wishes and desires in a drawer, write them down and put them in a drawer. And that will be in your Taurus 7th house. just like the sun I told you about. It will be home and family. The new moon will begin new things with the home and family. Along with that sun, that's where your focus is going to be mostly the whole month, in partnerships in the home. So if you're in a partnership, it will get better. And if you're not in one, you could get married. That is a marriage house. So the marriage will get better. Or you could be working with a partner and cleaning out the home or making the home look better. You know, this is the weather for that now in some states. So that could be something that you're doing with your partner if you have one. Now, the love sector in that house will be in Gemini for the whole world. So that doesn't change. And that will be from May 8th to June 11th in your 8th house, Scorpios. 8th is, again, money. So looking at your chart for next month, it looks to me like a lot is about money. Yeah. And 8th is, again, Venus is the money, is the planet for love and money. And it's bringing in money that you owe, taxes. It could be, maybe you get taxes, you know, your tax money back, or maybe we have another stimulus check. That could happen. And, you know, it will be along with Mercury. So a lot of communications and a lot of mindful thought about how you want to make your money from May 8th to June 11th in Scorpio. So that looks very good. It could be that you leave a job to go to another one. That could very well be the case. Or you meet somebody through communications in a bank or a lending facility, or doing real estate. Maybe you're a realtor and you meet somebody, a love romance in real estate. That could happen. Your Mars is where you put your impetus and drive, and where you are aligned in, as far as where you put your oomph. Basically, where do you put your muscle this month? And Mars erodes. It brings up to the surface things that you don't know. So Mars is in Cancer, and for the Scorpio, it's in the 9th house. And 9th is travel, it's marketing, it's high-minded education, it's a marriage house. It would be long-range goals and long-range travel. Where is it that you want to go? You know, that kind of thing. It's a water sign, so Mars doesn't do too well in it. So there could be some irritation in that department, or possibly some plans that don't go as well, but it will go until June 11th. Then it will go into Leo. So that's looking pretty good for the Scorpio. I'd say, like the Libra, it looks like it's more of a job thing, and getting more money, and partnering a lot. Partnering with money, my goodness. And in the home too. Maybe you're thinking of starting a business in the home with your, if you have a partner. If you don't, maybe you're going to get one. And Sag rising. All right. Sag is ruled by Jupiter, so they get a little oomph with that Jupiter in Pisces also. So the Pisces and the Virgos and the Sages and the Geminis are all going to get that oomph with, now that doesn't mean the other signs don't either. They do, but those will be the most lit up with that, with that eclipse that we're getting on the 28th. And that eclipse, that full moon eclipse for the Sag, will be in your first house. First house is the house of the body, the mind, your persona. It's a personal house, getting your house in order. Who are you? What is your identity? And so that full moon eclipse will take something away in order to give you something new. It could be that maybe you rearrange how you're doing your body work. Maybe you are going to the gym more. Maybe it takes away some vitamins to give you some others, you know? I mean, it could be anything in that personal house. But it's going to be a real powerful eclipse, and it's going to be on the 26th, 28th, somewhere around there, you know, around that time period, and it will affect for the next couple months. Eclipses are very powerful, and they will be affecting the Geminis and Sagittarius for the next couple years. So for many years, the Capricorns and Cancers had all of those, and now the Sagittarius and Geminis are getting them. And they're good. They bring in change, and we want change, right? We don't want to stay still all the time. We want change. We like to challenge ourselves, right? So we want change. Anyway, the Mercury in Gemini is going to go retro, and you know those dates by now. It goes until, well, it starts on May 29th, and it goes until June 22nd, and it will end sometime in July, and it will end the Gemini run July 11th. It's going to retrograde Gemini in your 7th house, Sagittarians. 7th house is partnership, marriage, what you do with a partner. It could be a job partner. It could be anybody other than yourself. But usually it's a marriage partner. You could get married during this time period. You know, what that would be in June. A lot of brides like to get married in June. So that could happen. I would say if you're Sagittarius, if you're not married, you could get a proposal or get married around that time period. If you're in a partnership right now, your partnership will get better. So that's great. Or you could start a business. Gemini can be communications, lecturing. You know, you might decide to do that with a partner, maybe your married partner. Maybe you and your married partner start a business together, speaking or engaging or doing something Gemini, writing a book. That could also happen. Your Jupiter in Pisces, remember we get that little movie trailer. That will happen on the 13th of May and go till the 28th, and that's going to affect your 4th house for the Sagittarians. And the 4th house is home and family, so you're going to have more money in the home. You could sell a house. You could buy a house. Jupiter in Pisces is very good luck, and you're going to get it through those dates. And then for most of 2022, you're going to get it. So that's very good. We're very lucky now to be over the pandemic and coming into this beautiful Jupiter in Pisces. The whole world is very fortunate and blessed to have this transit starting. That will be very good with homes, buying homes, selling homes, real estate, putting your money into your home, redecorating, that type of thing. Play the Powerball. All signs play the Powerball during that time period. And I'll remind you next year about that. I don't like to jump too far ahead. And then the sun is in Taurus for the Sag in the 6th house. And that would be doing your career in the home, or possibly doing health projects in the home or around the family. It could be working in the home, working from the home. Or you might have a family business that you start. A lot of people have done that because when COVID hit, it ramrodded their business and they had to start thinking out of the box. And a lot of people created family businesses, which is very smart. And it will be that until the 19th of this month, and then it will go into your partnership house. So it could be that you're working in a career and getting your career going, and then you decide to get married. You had that with your Mercury, so I would say it's a bet, a good bet that a lot of Sagittarius are going to get married. Venus in Gemini is the love sector, and Venus in Gemini is very charming. When you speak, it's charming, and lectures and that kind of thing. It will go until the 8th of May to June 2nd. And it will be in your 7th house. See, you have so much partnership going on, Sagittarius. That's very, very good. I think it's a wedding. I think it's going to be a wedding. And it could affect the Geminis too, because Venus is in Gemini. So I would say you probably are going to be having a wedding, getting married, or planning a wedding. And again, if you are with a partner, then it will just get better. In Gemini, lots more communication. You might want to write a book together with a partner or do some lecturing. It could be that. The full moon in the lunar eclipse will be in the 1st house of the body and the personal house. And that will be on the 28th of this month. And that is a crazy lunar eclipse. It takes away something in order to give you something. So it could take away a gym regiment or something like that, something that you're doing personally. You might, start something new in a personal way for you, something just for you. So that could start. And it's in Sag and Gemini, so it's going to be a lot more powerful for you in that sign. And you will feel it for many, many months to come. And then the Mars in Cancer, that's already there. Mars in Cancer is where do you put your drive? Where do you put your ambition? Where do you put your oomph? And Mars, as I told you, does not do too well in Cancer because it's a water sign, and Mars is fiery. But it will be on the 11th. That's where it'll go to June 11th. So it will be in your 8th house, Sagittarius. And the 8th house, where you put your drive, is 8th. It's an economic house. You're putting your drive into, it could be real estate, it could be doing your taxes, it could be getting a tax return, it could be a stimulus check. More loud, it's something you owe, but it still could be good. It might be that you refinance your house, or maybe it's endings and new beginnings. So again, I think that's a very good placement. Looking at the Sag, it looks to me like lots of partnering going on. And you could get very, very excited with this Mars in your 8th, and you could also become very, very impatient. So that wraps it up for our astrology predictions for all the signs. And now we're going to go to our cards and do some reading. So let me go back and start seeing. I'm going to start with Rita because I know Rita's question. So we'll start with Rita and we'll go on with the questions. Okay, Rita. And I'm going to do three cards. I'm using the I'm sorry, I can't remember what it's called. It's called it's Women of the Moon. Women. I'm thinking of a French name. The Fille de la Lie, I think. But it's Women of the Moon. These are cool cards. These were made in the hippie days. And they were first done in black and white, and then they made them in color. But they're round, and I just love the unique style of the round cards. So, okay, Rita, for your question, we are picking 2 cards, and it's this card and this card. Okay, so what these 2 cards mean for your answer is that stop getting in your mind so much. You're getting in a quagmire in your mind, and it's not helping matters. This card actually is very good. It's burning away the old in order to bring you new. So there's a newness with the answer to your question. And this one is you're getting too webbed up in your mind that you need to let go and let God. And once you start, letting go and growing, let go and grow, let go and let God, then that new can come in and give you exactly what you want. But it's been your mind that's been catching you up. So when that mind starts aggravating you and giving you false hope, and not too much of hope at all, that's when you cut it off and go do something else and distract your mind, because it's just the ego trying to tell you that, that you're not going to get what you want. We all know that mind game. So try to do that, and you're coming into new. That's what that other card would be. All right, let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Takes a little while to scroll up to find the questions. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, I did go over Libra. Do you have a question, Teresa? We did go over it. Maybe you can catch it on the replay. Okay. Yes, unfortunately, Mud, you did miss Scorpio. Yeah, and Luna's sleeping. Okay, Muddy. All right. My oldest is a Gemini, recent college grad in health and fitness from Purcell College. I will share this with him. Okay, great. All right, you didn't have a question in that. Okay. Any questions? Hi, Karen. Katie, do you have a question? Curious on the love horizon and what may come my way. All right. All right, Katie, I know you're a Pisces, so you got this card, and you got this card. All right, so what these 2 cards would reveal to you is that you've been working hard, you've been sowing your oats, you've been doing everything you can to make your wish and desire happen, and this card kicks it in. This is action. This is whatever it is that you want, you're going to get. But this has been a lot of kind of mindfulness, a lot of being on your own, a lot of meditation, a lot of putting out your desires, a lot of work. And this is finally it coming to fruition, and it comes in a 4. So 4 would be 4 weeks to 4 months. So if you can be a little bit more patient, this is what's going to happen. All your hard work and all your drive and all your responsibility is finally paying off. Because I know you've been a hard worker. Pisces usually are. Pisces, by the way, will never, ever be in the streets. They are fantastic workers next to Scorpios and Capricorns and Taurus and Virgos. All right, let's see who else has a question here. Hi, Rick. Glad you could make it. Kay, glad you could make it, Kay. I was looking at your wonderful travels, beautiful pictures. Bev, can we know justice is coming for those criminals that were holding office? All right, well, I can tell you that Pluto has been cleaning up the government and systems all around the world, not just the United States, but all around the world for the last 15 years, Bev. So it's been cleaning it up. It's just very, very slow. But by 2024, Pluto will finish, and that will be who's standing, will be the right ones, and the ones that were crooked will be down the drain. That's what Pluto is doing right now. But I'll be glad to pull cards for it. That's one. It's kind of a sexy card there. And that's two. All right. Well, the answer to your question is you're getting your wish with this one. And that could also mean during your question, a lot of love will take over, where the love of power will be replaced by the power of love. So that would be that card. This card is through a lot of work in cleaning up systems. It would be a lot of work. And as you see, there's one man standing with the animal. That might give us a clue too. Maybe the animal population is the one that's the last one standing, you know, the indigenous and the animal. That might give us a clue of who's last standing in 2024. But no, that would also mean a lot of work in systems, cleaning it up. And I think Pluto is meticulously doing it. And if you notice, it looks like one side is kind of doing a good job and the other side isn't, then it shifts around. So we're kind of, you know, at a tug of war with Pluto right now, but we'll have that all done by 2024. I promise you. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Kendra? Yeah, you did. So you'll have to catch it on the replay. I'm sorry. Hi, Bill. Didn't see you creeping there. Olga, do you have a question? Don't see a question. Hey, you've been married today 26 years. Let's give a clap to Olga. You had all that partnership going on, huh? Well, good for you. You've got a good partner there. Okay. Thank you, Linda, for the name of the full moon in May. It's called the flower moon or corn planting moon. Thank you for that. I was wondering, I was going to look it up today and I forgot. Oh, thank you for that. Let's see. Barry's been having sight issues and not feeling well. Does he have diabetes? Okay, let me look. Olga, you're the Scorpio. Okay, we have one card here. That's a good luck card, by the way. And the next one. With these cards, Olga, I would say no. It's not anything bad. It's something he will recover from. They're both good news. This is the victor in these moon cards. That's a victor. So whatever is wrong with him, you know, he's going to come out of it. And I'm getting a 2 with that. So it would be 2 weeks to 2 months. So no, I think he's going to be okay. Jennifer, can you tell me something happy that happens to me this month? Okay. Hey, Sag wasn't bad, Jennifer. You know, you had all that seventh house stuff going on. All right. Hi, Deb. All right, Jennifer, let's see. Now, you had all that partnership stuff going on. Okay, so this is travel. That could be like somewhere tropical, like Hawaii. That's some travel plans you might be making. And remember, seventh house, that's partnership. So you could travel and meet someone, or you could travel with a partner. And this is a man. This is Mars energy. So I'd say that you probably will find a partner very soon. And I get a 1 with it. And I never get 1s. So that 1 would be, you know, 1 day to 1 month. So I think it could be a very good month for you. Please report back. I'm very curious. Do some travel, you know, even if it's short distance travel. All right, Deb, any thoughts on job search? Well, you had, I don't know if you were watching for Libra, but you did have very good planetary aspects for finding a job. And then you had long distance goals and long distance. That could be long distance travel. So that was looking pretty good. And you had 3s and 9s from what I remember. So that could be very good in selling yourself, and communications at afar and traveling to afar, in communication. So let's pull some for your job. Okay, you got this card. Sorry for the graphics. In the 60s, they did not care what they put on cards. And this card. All right, now this card would symbolize the past where you've gone through some really rough waters with money and that kind of situation, because you see the riptide coming up, the tidal wave. But that can also bring in a change. A big change is coming, about to occur. And then the other card is that you're coming out of the waters alone. You know, that you've, you know, thumbs up. You've made that victory. And so the number that I get here is an 8. So 8 days to 8 weeks that you will be probably in a new job and making some money. So it comes in at 8. I don't think it's August. I think it's, well, 8 days. It could be 8 days to 8 weeks. So we'll see about that, but let me know. Okay. Kendra. Hi. I've not heard anything from my friend. Has there been any change with him? Okay, Kendra. All right, Kendra. You're a Leo. I think you're a Leo. Okay, you have this card. Oh, I'm holding it up here. And you got this card. Okay. The sisterhood card means that the manifestation that you're putting out, you will get. It's more sisterhood. It's more of a ancestral blend of asking and ye shall receive. It comes in a 3. So I think you will hear. I don't feel like anything's wrong. I feel like they've been in contemplation or doing some research of some kind, or looking into their own evaluation mentally. So I think you will hear, though, because again, this card is putting it out into the ethers. This card is completion. So that means that you will get an answer, and it looks like after high contemplation from the person. So they're probably assessing the situation still and thinking and rethinking. I think you'll hear before the Mercury retrograde, though, because, nothing happens in a Mercury retrograde, but I think you'll hear before then. I just get a lot of back and forth, don't know what to do, that kind of thing. So I would not worry about it, and there's a 9 attached to it. So 9 would be 9 days to 9 weeks. I don't think it's 9 weeks, though. Could be 9 hours to 9 days. That feels more like it to me, but you will hear. Yeah, Bev, you remember from, yeah, sure, you remember, I know you do. You're so artistic. Okay, Anne, will the media also be cleaned up and held to account? Okay. Hi, Roger. Good being with us. Thank you. Okay, will the media be held for account? Remember, the Mercury isn't going to be in Gemini. That's a favorable sign. So let's see what card will answer this. God is in charge. There is a higher power than the media, okay? That would be that. Higher power is watching. And this is, well, we had that card already. I didn't put that to the pile. This card. That card too. That's weird. How they would come up from the different type of the deck. All right. That is going to be a big powwow, a big meeting is occurring, and there's going to be a lot of changes. Remember that the technology is also a system too. All systems are changing. Remember what I was telling Beverly? Pluto is changing systems, changing the governments all around the world, and it's transforming all of that, and it will not finish until 2024. So we still have a little time, and I still see a lot of tugging and pulling with Pluto. First it looks like one side wins, then the other side wins, and the other side wins. So I think there's a lot still that is transforming before we know the answer. But it looks like to me, for your answer, it would be that there is a power higher than the technical area that will make decisions, and it's going to be a big meeting. That's what it looks like. And 3, it comes in a 3, so 3 weeks. I'd say 3 days to 3 weeks. We'll probably know something new. So thank you for that. Janet, any love connections for me this year? Okay. And Janet is a sweet Pisces, just like our other sweet Pisces in the group. All right. Okay, this is the first card that comes up. This is the second card that comes up. It looks to me like the answer to your question would be a relationship coming in, but you may have to put some action towards it. You may have to start off the action. It might be someone you like. You might have to be the first one that says something. It may be, or also creating a manifestation for it. Remember I told you about the new moon on the 11th and 12th, that you write your manifestation, what you want in your life out. You have to tell the universe what you want, because it's a mindless universe. And the universe only does what it's told. So if you don't know what you want, the universe doesn't either. So it will give you back nothing. So always remember that. It's a mindless universe. You have to tell it what you want. And this is taking action. It's sort of like, okay, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to start doing my It Works list and my manifestations and, putting out what I want to the universe. And sometimes you have to be rough with the universe. You can't say like, oh, I think I would like maybe a raise. You can't do it like that. You say, sometimes, God damn it, I want a raise and I want it now. Sometimes you have to do a 5-year-old throw fit to get what you want. Because, if you don't tell the universe, it's not going to do anything. So you got to kind of manifest. I know Bill's watching. He wanted a boat once. We manifested the kind of boat he wanted. I think we drew a picture of it, or he got a picture of what he wanted, and he got that boat. So he got exactly what he wanted because he manifested that boat. I think he got a picture of exactly what he wanted, and he looked at it every day. And so that's the world of manifestation. We all can do it. Our minds can do so much more than what we think it can. I mean, we only use 10% of our mind power. So I didn't mean to go on a tangent, Janet, but, this is that take action now card. And it looks to me like a relationship is coming in midsummer for you. And you have to ask yourself, are you ready for it? I think you are. I think you've done your work around relationships and you. I'd say you'll probably go for it. It looks like a dark-haired guy with dark eyes, and he looks like he's very much into the spiritual and in nature and into the body. Like, he might be into health. So let's see how that goes. Let me know, okay? All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Beverly. Yes, Luna Tuna is sleeping. And thank you for the shirt. Okay, let's see what else here. Oh, you're welcome, Kendra. All right, I think that's it for the questions. I don't see any more. I think that might be it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Astro News Monthly. It's been a joy to be with you, and tune in every Monday for my LunaCast with Little Luna, for my co-anchor on Mondays, and I will be with you again next month to go over these signs, and I really enjoy it with you. We always have a great group, I think, and if you didn't get your sign, I'm going to replay this so you can catch it on the replay. But God bless you, God love you, aloha, ola, namaste, Ashe. Until we meet again, God bless.